So people, we have millions of amateurs around the world, early extending, flipping it, not getting enough shaft length, not getting enough compression, and not hitting the ball as well as what they would like. And there's one key element, one move that all great players do, and we don't speak about it. And the question is, why?
So guys, let's have a look at this, because I don't think a lot of people actually realize this. So we're going to watch all these great players, right? And we're going to see their heads moving downwards, right? It's also the position of the head, right? Now, it's got to make you sort of think, and I'm going to explain to you why they do this. But the question is, can you actually find a player that not moving down, right? And it's just, why don't we look at this area? Because we all want to have shaft length, right? And we shorten the radius of the swing. So we all want to stop early extension. And we all want to reach our potential. It's just unfortunate that most golfers out there are just not working on the correct things. Let's have a look at Tiger Woods here as we look at evidence-based instruction, the slight sinking of the head down. And this area of the head moving down, what it does to your entire body and movement down is the chain reaction is absolutely mind-blowing. Now, the closer you get to this position, the better you're going to hit it. And I'm going to take you through exactly what it does. Watch these two professionals from Asia here. Every single one, everyone, the head drops slightly, sinks down. So people, it's not just the lowering down, but also the positioning of the head, which I'm going to talk to you about in this video. Unfortunately, what we're seeing with amateur golfers is just really no shaft length at impact a lot of the time, and scraping along the ground, fat shots and thin shots, lifting up, early extending. And what we can do is really learn from the best golfers when we use evidence-based instruction. And this is the best way to go about it. Looking at the PGA average of 12 degrees of shaft length at impact, the closer we get to this position, the better we hit. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're reaching lots of people, world-class golf instructors, but it's really starting to spread out. I think people are starting to enjoy more what's really helping and improving golfers. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you're looking for a swing analyst, guys, reach out to me on World Class Golf Instruction, helping people from all around the world. Right, let's get stuck into some really interesting feels and drills to all improve our understanding and our ball striking.
So people, right, let's have a look at why the best ball strikers are lowering down and some of the ways we can slowly bring this fantastic movement into your golf swing. Right, let's have a look. I'll start off from this position here. Now, when I get into impact and I lean the shaft and bring the knee forwards, my golf club, the oversized club there, which is fantastic, isn't it? Yes, I do like my oversized golf club, is in the air. Now, when you see that, what's actually happening there? Well, we're shortening the radius of the swing when we do that. When we get into this position and put the hands forwards, it's actually shortening the radius of the swing. So I've got to get down, right? I've got to get this right hip. I've got to get myself down closer to the golf ball. And this is the move that helps us get shaft length. If I have to early extend, if I'm standing up and I'm throwing my arms at it, it's really hard to hang on to your angles. You're not getting any shaft length, fat shots, thin shots, adding artificial off. It's an absolute nightmare. Now, early extension happens to a lot of people, doesn't it? What is actually early extension? Well, it's the hips moving forwards and the head moving back, and we're extending early. Don't forget, we're extending too early. That's the whole thing. We extend, but later on, but not too early. What's the opposite of hips forwards and head up? It's hips back and head down, and we start to get great footwork. So for a lot of you guys, lowering downwards in your swings, it forces angles also into your wrists. And we're going to have a look at that. We're going to force this movement slowly into your game. One of the major key areas that people just don't look at. Why are we not looking at the average of movement down? Why do amateurs just don't look at this area? Such an important area. Guys, let's have a look at some great drills and feels to slowly bring this into your game. One of the things I also want you to feel like is when you're moving through the shot is that your head is staying out almost towards the golf ball. As you're lowering down and moving through the golf ball, I think this is such a good feeling in the swing. You're lowering down, but your head's staying out and not pulling back. There's so many people having so major issues with this So as you're swinging through, you feel like your head's almost resting against a wall as you're moving through. And this is a great way to lower, clear, but keep your hips back. Keeping your head out, feeling like it's more over the golf ball will help you rotate, stay in better posture, and hit shots much more out of the middle of the golf club. So guys, right, moving down into this downswing, we want to have this lead leg gain and flex. Have your head move downwards. When the lead leg has some flex in it, it will slide further forwards. This is an important part. Do not straighten this leg too quickly. You get the right hip too high and you have to throw the club at it. You can snap hook it, you can hit it out of the toe most of the time, or you can block it 100 meters right. Okay, so by getting to the top, this is a good drill. Just bending that left knee, getting some flex in it, really get some pressure under that left foot, and you'll feel that you're moving forwards, and then when you swing through, then you can extend. I really want you guys to feel like when you hear that you are lowering also your chest slightly down, getting to the top, lowering slightly down, getting your heart closer to the golf ball, and then extend and move up. We're extending later on, just not too early. And this is a great way. You can feel like you're squashing something under your left foot, but moving your head downwards and your chest, and then extending back up. Lots of practice swings. So guys, yeah, your swing analyst is the same as these YouTube videos, except with your swing on the screen, and you can have personal WhatsApp contact with me, and it goes around 15 to 30 minutes. I've got drills for you, tailored drills and exercises. So let's now move into this wonderful feel, a couple of drills, and get us moving in the right direction.
So people, the move of great ball strike is the head moving downwards. I'm going to show you two ways to slowly bring this into your game and improve your ball striking. There's no magic wand, and I'm not interested in the people that are clicking from video to video looking for some sort of magic thing here. To become good at anything, you've got to spend some time on stuff. We all know that. But what I'm doing on the left here is I'm just moving my head. I've taken the liberty to hit a couple of shots here different ways. I'm just letting my head slightly sink down. And we'll get around that 10 to 12 degrees of shaft lean that we're after. And you can probably see here, we've got here 12 degrees of shaft lean. You see that the head's moved down. It's not a lot, but it's around that 2 average. Okay. Now, when we're looking at the other style of swing here, I'm moving downwards in the backswing and getting some compression and movement downwards. And whatever way we've seen great players move down in the downswing, move down in the backswing, or even do both. So let's have a look now at ways we can feel this move, guys. Chip away at your golf with great information, and do yourself a favor, don't jump from video to video. That's why we created World Class Golf instruction with 1,300 videos and 80 separate series.
Compression, lag, angles, creating better angles, guys. It's an essential part of great ball striking, is when we get into a wonderful entry and into an impact position where we know we're getting 12 degrees of shaft lean or more. Now, not a lot of people out there doing it. We're hitting it with a bent right arm. To do that, we have to get down a little bit, right? You have to move down, either in the backswing or in the downswing. Have a look at this for a drill. What you're doing is you're just moving your head slightly downwards, just moving a little bit. Your left leg's going to be a little bit bent, and you're bringing these hands into a position when that left hand's underneath your chin, you've got a right angle. Now, to do that, you're going to be you'll feel how low down you need to get. Now, what we're going to be doing, you're going to load down, sink down a little bit in your downswing to help that, or you can do it on the way back. I'm going to show you both. I like to do a little bit more in the downswing, and we're just going to wind the swing up, and you might hit a couple heavy at the start, sure, but get in there and practice it, and you'll probably see with this swing here that my head's just going to lower down just slightly. I might exaggerate it just a bit here. Some nice contact. I did just sort of sink down a little bit extra, and it's just given me some more angle, some more shaft lean. The 2 average, as I said, is 3 inches. We've got a wonderful clip later on where we look at that. Now, the other way that we can do this is getting some pressure into your pivot, where we move down on the way back. We've seen so many great players, especially Hogan doing this. We've seen Tiger Woods. We've seen players move down and then down again. probably looking at the easiest one is to feel a little bit of movement down in your downswing. But we'll try a little bit here, and I might hit a little bit heavy, but just I'll force in here a little bit of lag, or sorry, my head moving downwards in the backswing. Bit of a rehearsal here. Just watch my head move down here. Actually got some really strong contact. Almost feels like you have to lift back up and you're getting a bit heavy and getting light in your golf swing. And there's a couple of ways there, people, to force in some of your angles. Really, if you're standing up really tall, you're throwing away a lot of your angles, getting down a little bit low. See how that right arm's bent? There's your entry, club in behind the hands, and just lots of little drills and practice swings getting into impact with a bent right arm. And that way you've got your compression, you've got your 12 degrees, you're just sinking down a little bit on the side, and that's really going to help a lot of us to get into some of these positions. Bring that hand in underneath your chin, check the angles. You see the lead legs at that stage slightly bent, getting your shaft lean, and then up on the other side. Guys, let's have a look now at some evidence-based material and just sinking down slightly through the golf ball for better contact. Right now, let's have a look at some of the best players out there.